So it's finished here. Fulham 1, Arsenal 5. Disappointing. We concede far too many goals. Let's get into the video and let's get some views from both sets of fans.
Oh, Fulham! Come on!
Yeah, tough. I think a footballing lesson there. Welcome to the Premier League. So it was tough. Bit harsh. But
Some really good goals from Arsenal, though. You can't really complain. And you know, you have the likes of Lacazette, Aubameyang, clinical finishers.
yeah, it's very, very tough. I mean, to bring Aubameyang on just shows the depth they've got. Made it easy for them at times, but yeah, there were great goals as well. Great goals in there.
On the other hand, it was 1-1 at half time. Why didn't we go in with more impetus in that second half? We were in the game.
I honestly don't know what happened. I think, again, it was an early goal. We need to stop them, whether it's at the start of the game or after half time. I think that pretty much said it all. Early goal and heads were down. Still don't know the best centre-back pairing, so I guess that doesn't help either. I think we missed Kearney with that pass, that one pass. Yeah, just not there at the moment.
We've conceded so many goals in the Premier League so far, but I think it was probably one of the highest we've conceded. But we go into Cardiff, we've got Bournemouth and then Huddersfield. Huge games.
They're massive now. They're massive. I think Slav knows that. You've got to at least look for 6, 7 out of 9. Otherwise, I think we're deep in trouble. But I think Slav will know that. Were we realistically meant to get anything from Arsenal at home, you take a point. But yeah, a very, very tough one. Next 3 games are season defining already, which is a shame. But we can do it. Absolutely.
Have fans overestimated the potential of the squad because the Premier League has really taught us some harsh lessons so far?
Yeah, I think last year we sort of got away with it in terms of defensive frailties. I mean, if Adoy's going to be our best centre-back for a while, I think that says it all because he got caught out a little bit last year. I think we did just exploiting everything that was kind of there but not visible last year.
Dan, 5-1.
Yeah, it was grim, wasn't it, by the end? But I think it shows really how hollow we are at the back at the moment. You obviously missed not just the centre halves, but the 2 first choice fullbacks. I thought you had a real problem there, and I felt we were decent in the first half, played some nice stuff, but you have to be able to maintain that intensity. And I felt we looked good going in at 1-1. But you pay a price for standing off Arsenal. Really, they're obviously a very good side. They've got pace to hurt you in behind the fullbacks and in behind the centre halves, and we saw that eventually. It underlines really, if anyone's still in any doubt, that defensively we're quite suspect at this level.
I thought the first half we played well. I think we dominated. I don't think we actually deserved to go in drawing at half time. I thought we deserved to be up 1-0. The goal sort of came out of nowhere. But second half just not good. It's not good. It needs to change second half. We just keep letting too many goals in.
Why did we push on at 1-1?
I don't really know. It was a bit of we kind of lost it in the second half because everyone kind of came in thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be quite easy. There wasn't much of a challenge, and then we just kind of let it go, and then it came at us.
Cardiff next, that's huge. But the international break's come at probably the worst time. We really want to kick on and get some momentum, but it's frustrating.
Cardiff is 6 points. If we don't get 3 points at Cardiff, then that's when you start asking questions. I think we got Cardiff, Bournemouth, and then Huddersfield next. We've got to be looking for 6 points at least there. People are asking for Slav out. I don't like that. I think no, he's got to stay in. He's the best man for the job. But
He has a plan.
But it's not going to work well if people start calling for his head again. That's when it's just going to turn back. But we need 6 points for the next 3 games.
Tim Ream came off. He came off for someone I can't remember now. Kamara, that was it. Odd decision.
It is, yeah. I mean, Ream was basically holding the defence at that point. He was the man there, just controlling everyone, making sure no one got through. He was breaking, getting the ball away every time it came over him. That's when they started scoring.
Do you think we'll survive?
Yeah. Well, if you look at the past 2 years, we've always started badly. You could say that maybe yes, the Premier League is going to be harder, but Slav's plan, his way he plays football, it takes a while to get it in, and it will be done. I'm sure we will stay up.
These next 3 games are so important now then.
Yeah, we need those points to stay up, but I reckon we can do it. If Slav talks to the team, gets us in a state of mind to keep winning, I reckon we can do it.
Aaron, you're going to give me a stick at uni tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to be like that, but that was the best I've seen Arsenal play in a very, very, very long time. very long time.
Yeah, because I was saying to you in the week that you haven't won convincingly this season, and then you go and beat us 5-1.
We were brilliant, let's be honest. I haven't seen Arsenal play like that in so long, and the Arsenal fans thinking we've got our Arsenal back.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice to hear, but we can't get complacent. Like, with no disrespect to you, if we'd beaten Liverpool 5-1, okay, fine, it's time to get carried away. But I've seen Fulham a few times this season. I was with you at the Watford match. You've got enough quality in your squad to stay up. And I wouldn't be too disheartened by today's result, because sometimes Arsenal are unplayable. Occasionally we are like that, and today was one of those days.
Yeah, completely. That third goal was just immaculate. I mean, I was just gobsmacked at the quality from Aaron Ramsey's little flick. Look, you're 1 point off the top of the table. Can you title challenge?
No, we're not good enough for the title. Whatever people are saying, we can't get carried away right now. We've got to realise that our squad isn't good enough to challenge for the title and honours like that. Our defence isn't good enough. It was very sloppy to give you the goal in the first half. The only problem with our game was that goal. Yeah. We were fantastic. Every single player, I can't fault them except for Monreal potentially for that goal. We were so good, but no, not good enough for the title just yet. We've got Liverpool in a few weeks' time. Let's see how that goes.
Finally, are you surprised at how much Fulham capitulated in that second half?
Okay, Fulham weren't great, but Arsenal were brilliant. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not being like biased or whatever. Arsenal occasionally can play like that. I didn't think Fulham were that bad up until that point. Bettinelli made that really good save from Bellerin. Very quick point. I want him to play for England in. Yeah, I want him to play instead of Pickford for one of the two games coming up. Anyway, different point. No, I don't think it was so much Fulham capitulated. I think it was the fact that Arsenal were at their brilliant best, and when Arsenal are like that, no one can play them.
Joined by James, who are in Bishop's Park. 5-1, it's finished to Arsenal. How do you feel?
It's a bit disappointing. I flew all the way from Canada, and then yeah, it took me about 12 hours to get here.
This game?
Yeah, just this game, and then for watching any footballs. If I can get a ticket, but I luckily got a ticket for this game, and then unfortunately the result haven't been.
You saw a lot of goals, 6 goals.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but for the Fulham's perspective, so it was disappointing, really. I think if I was hoping that Petr Cech would start for Arsenal, because he's so clumsy on the ball, so if he started, we would have closed him down, and then maybe stolen some goals, and but overall, like I really like the atmosphere. Like, this is like pretty much the first time I've been to Craven Cottage, and then it was great, and I like how the fans still cheering, like even when we are like 4-1 down, 3-1 down, like everyone was like like positive, and then stayed in the stands. So I think it was something else. Like it's something that you don't see in Canada. Like
completely.
Like when we are like 2-0 or 3, they say 3-0, like, and then when we are like 2-0 down, like fans just going like, you're shit, you're rubbish, and then they just walk out of stadium, and then whereas here, like people just just keep believing, like unless something can happen. Like,
Joined by Mo, 5-1.
How's it going, Jack? You alright?
Yeah, good result for you today.
Very good result for us. Like, I spoke to quite a few people before the game. No one predicted that. Everyone. I thought 1-0. Someone else was saying 2-0, 2-1. No one predicted 5-1. But I don't know what happened to you guys in the second half. I know we raised our level big time, and we got more clinical with our final ball and our finishing. But you guys didn't seem to respond very well to it.
It's 2 games in a row where we've given away the game in the second half. But Arsenal came out the traps really fast. And the goal from Lacazette was basically a fantastic goal.
It really was. It was a brilliant goal. In fact, a lot of our finishes today were really, really good finishes. Ramsey's was just beautiful as well. But the thing is, I have to say, in terms of the 2 managers on the touchlines, Emery made the substitutions that made a difference. I thought Welbeck was playing really well, putting in real work. And when he got taken off, I felt a bit sorry for him, because I thought he didn't deserve that. But he had run himself into the ground, and he had played during the week. And when Aubameyang came on and Ramsey came on, those were the 2 that combined for the goal. And you have to take your hat off to Emery and say, do you know what, you've won the game. There were 2 managers that could have made the first move. It was Emery, and he made the right move, and it won us the game.
I feel like we made negative substitutions brought of Tim Ream, who I thought was our best defender today. We don't really know our best back four, but in terms of Arsenal, that's now 9 wins in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
Title challenge, maybe?
No, I'm not going to get carried away with that. I think Liverpool and City are well above us, But the thing is, what's interesting is that we're now only 2 points off the lead. Arsenal and Tottenham are 2 points off of Liverpool and City, and if Chelsea win, they'll be joint with Liverpool and City as well. And I don't think anyone would have expected at this stage of the season for us to be in contention, like only 2 points off the lead, especially after losing our first 2 games against City and Chelsea. So, do you know what? We're really happy, and I don't think we need a title challenge to be happy this season. I'm just happy that the crowd was fully behind him. Brilliant atmosphere today. Second half, all the players responded to whatever he said in the dressing room. It's a very good day for Arsenal, and it's probably our best half this season, even better than the one at Chelsea.
Troops, 5-1 to Arsenal. You thrashed us.
I can't believe it, fam. I'll be real, blood. You understand? I thought it would be a difficult game. I actually saw you before the game and I said 2-1. I thought we'd get the win. But you don't never turn up today. I don't know what's going on, blood. I thought you put on more of a fight. I thought London derby, you'll be up for it. First half, you started off pretty well, but you never really created a lot. You was more creating from our mistakes, you understand? But then we got the goal at the right time, but then you equalised at the right time. Just before half-time, you changed our team talk. But then I saw Emery at half-time pacing over the pitch at half-time, and I knew he's going to bollock them. And second half, you come out, it's a different team, blood. It's a different team. The football we were playing was reminiscent of Invincible football. Wow. Not that level, but that third goal. The football was unreal, fam.
It was a great goal.
I couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock.
Did you not think that Fulham might come out with a bit more impetus in that second half, given that we just scored?
Yeah, I did. I thought your fan base would get behind you. You got the goal at the right time. Obviously, going in half time, that. Your fans are happy. We're pissed off. But then it's like Emery's team talk. He just came out and it was a different team. We were up for it. They were firing, and every time we got close to goal, it was hitting the back of the net. And I think we could have got more. That's the worst thing. And I personally believe we haven't even hit form yet.
Yeah, 9 wins in a row for Arsenal, and this team compared to last season, it's so exciting.
Yeah, man. Like last year, it was just sideways football, backwards. You're going on an away day, you're expecting a defeat. You're not really enjoying going to football anymore. But now it's like I'm loving football again. Yeah. I'm enjoying going to football. The team's playing good. Like we're not playing the best football at times, but football's about winning, isn't it? You understand? If you can't play pretty football and win, then that's how it's got to be, innit? And that's what I like about Emery. He switched up his tactics.
Completely. And finally, just on Fulham, do you think we'll survive?
Nah, I've got you lot to survive. I said it. I personally think Southampton, Cardiff, and Huddersfield will go down. I think you lot will stay. I think Mitrovic, you got enough, man. Mitrovic, Seri, Schürrle. Obviously, Tom's injured. When he comes back in your midfield, you got Sessegnon as well. I think you got enough to stay up. Maybe just go couple centre-backs in January, but I think you'll be all right, man.
Yeah, good result. I was a little worried before we come here today because you never know with these kind of places, and you never know. Fulham's form this season hasn't been great, but you can't take that for granted because this could be one of those games where you slip up. And when we conceded that goal before half-time, if it was a year ago, you'd have probably beaten us.
I was going to ask that. A year ago, you lost to Brighton, Bournemouth and all that lot,
Yeah.
so Fulham would have been the kind of team that you would have lost to.
Yeah, but we're a completely different side now. We've got a completely different mentality. The players are playing completely different. And I think people might start taking notice of us now and realising that we're a decent side.
You're only a couple of points off the top and you're playing some great football. Is there a chance you can win the title?
It's too soon. It is too soon. Unless something miraculously happens, unless Liverpool and Man City start imploding and go on these awful runs and whatnot, and we keep doing what we're doing, I still, I'm adamant, let's get top 4, let's try and win the Europa League, and it'll be a good season.
Any positives?
Not many. I don't think Anguissa played very well. Defensively, shaky as always. Going forward, normally that's our strength. In the Championship, it was more scoring more than we concede, even though that sounds obvious. But going forward today, we couldn't even do that. Didn't create many chances, and the chances we did create, we didn't really take. I think we were a bit wasteful going forward. Christie and Kamara, both wasting chances. I thought Christie played okay today, better than he had done, but it's a shame that every attack went through him when I think we had other options going forward, as in Vieto, Schürrle, Mitrovic. Mitrovic looked isolated today. Hardly got the ball to him. He touched it down well occasionally and held up the ball well, but knowing what we can do, I don't think he really played as good as he can do.
Is it me or Vieto's starting to get on my nerves? He's too weak on the ball and he's not making the right runs and he's...
Well, I've seen people on Twitter comparing him to Piazon, but and I've called that harsh in the past, but I think that's more and more accurate as games have gone.
Against Burnley, he looked so good.
Exactly.
And another thing is Andre Schürrle taking way too many shots. Great goal today, but he shoots a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, very wasteful going forward. Vieto as well. It's a painful one because I feel like sometimes he does make the right runs. But him and also Seri seem to be quite wasteful on the ball. Yes. The occasional odd pass sometimes goes unnoticed if it's missed, but it's so many chances, so many times going forward the ball's wasted. It's so hard to structure any kind of attack when we can't transition the ball from defence to attack like that. No wonder Mitrovic is isolated playing like that.
Well, Arsenal showing their quality there with 4 second-half goals. 5-1 it's finished. 2 goals for Alexandre Lacazette, 2 for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and 1 from Aaron Ramsey. And what a goal it was from Aaron Ramsey. So many good goals from Arsenal, so much good play. But in terms of Fulham, that's who we're focusing on right now. Andre Schürrle with a lovely chip to make it 1-1. And at 1-1, you're thinking surely we can go on and at least try and get something from the game. But we completely capitulated, just like Everton away. And we've come up with 0 points. We're going on to the international break now. Pretty grim. But 3 massive games coming up, and we've all said it in the fan cams how huge those games are. Let's hope we can get 3 points at Cardiff. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and come on Fulham.